Okay, so please forgive the messy desk right now. However, I have a surprise. There is a do-it-yourself microphone kit that I could build. It's very early in the morning and felt as if I had the energy to build this kit, and let's see how this goes. Check out this. I wonder if it's aluminum or steel. I don't know. The case for the microphone, as well as the components, the schematic, and other parts. Let's go. Okay, Meta, so I have this instruction booklet for how to construct this EXF1 circuit kit and T-25 microphone kit. Looks like there should be a component list in here, and perhaps a schematic. Hopefully, there's a board layout. It's got this Instagram and Facebook social media page. I can't wait to build this. Very intriguing, interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the printed circuit board, or PCB. PCB material. Okay, so we have a PCB over here, printed circuit board. Let's take a look at this. Very interesting. So microphone-parts.com is a microphone parts supplier, as well as microphone retail seller of do-it-yourself kits, and they're based in Santa Rosa, California. I bought this kit for about $200 something. I'd have to look at the price again. This is the most affordable kit, so I wanted to work with this and see where this build goes. Look, we've got a transformer here. We've got several components, including capacitors, resistors, diodes, okay, so let's see. First things first, we've got two printed circuit boards over here. That we've got several capacitors. I'm going to use these tweezers. I hope this dry erase board is electrostatic safe. If not, my desk over here is. So I'm just going to sort through these parts. We've got 3 screws here. We have a resistor. We've got looks like a tantalum capacitor. So I'll group these together with the capacitors, or a thermistor, perhaps. Nope, tantalum capacitor. Several other resistors. We've got a switch here, and a transformer. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read this EXF1 circuit kit for this T-25 microphone kit. We can read it word for word. This kit recreates the audio circuit from the Neumann KM84, incorporating numerous upgrades. We have adapted the circuit to specially selected capsule. The combination delivers rich vintage tonality that belies the simplified topology and abbreviated build time. The contents of this kit reflect months' worth of R&D, during which we tested, selected, and refined specific combination, resistors, capacitors, JFET, transformer, and capsule, to deliver the voicing and performance we wanted. For best results, read through the entire booklet before beginning the mod process. It's best to know what's coming before you begin. Let's see what we have here. Parts inventory, EXF1 circuit kit, 2.21 kilo ohms resistor, a 10 kilo ohm resistor, 47 kilo ohm resistor, 56.2 kilo ohm, 1 giga ohm resistor, a transformer, it's a magnetic part, diode, 1N5252, a capacitor, electrolytic capacitors, 10 microfarads each, cable ties, transistor, bias resistor, machine screw, a PCB right here, and a switch positions. If you purchase the EXF1 kit, circuit kit, verify that you have all the components listed on this page. If you purchase the complete T25 microphone kit, verify that you also receive the parts and components listed on the following page. So I also wanted to take a view at this beautiful microphone capsule. It doesn't say where it's made, although I'm going to assume that it's been designed here in California, in Santa Rosa, California, and either manufactured overseas or perhaps in China. The J305 FET and handpicked bias resistor are packed together in one bag. If you've purchased multiple kits, do not mix up the components in the respective JFET bags, because you would not have no way to later match each JFET to its bias resistor. If your JFET bag contains a second bias resistor, ignore it. It's not used within this. Simplify. Okay, so use a magnifying glass. MikeParts.com tools. Okay, so we have machine screws, built-in washers, PCB. Okay. This do-it-yourself kit is for qualified technicians only. It subjects you to potentially dangerous electric voltages and health and safety reasons associated with chemical solvents and soldering. You must use all normal safety precautions when working with these tools and materials. Microphone parts and its principles are not responsible for any injury that may occur should you proceed with this kit. Do not proceed if you are not willing to accept the risks. Soldering technique. The enclosed circuit boards use two-sided PTH plated through hole design. Setup. Set up a clean workspace with all the necessary tools and materials, including soldering iron and solder. We have some solder over here. This is Kester. Careful with this, especially when touching with your hands and then partaking in eating food later. You want to wash your hands and make sure that none of this residue is left over to harm you. Okay, here's the first step. We have solder. Diode installation. This is the diode. This is the diode. Okay, so, and we're going to go over this for the people that don't know what a diode is for or would like to learn more. A diode has a positive and negative terminal, and this one happens to be this is a, let's just call this D1. This is a 1N5252B. That means that current flows in only one direction. This is your I. Current, lowercase I. Current flows in one direction only. And this, say this goes to ground. And your signal, for instance, if you have a sine wave going in like this, then this diode actually allows you to only see the positive direction or the negative direction only, depending on how you have it wired up. Okay, so important note here, this component is polarized. It will only work if installed in the correct direction. Position the black stripe on the diode body above the white stripe indicated on the PCB silkscreen. So where we see a D1, D short for diode, 1, the identifier, there's only one diode in this schematic or board layout, so we're going to install it as it is displayed here. And I'm going to look for D1, and you can see that D1 is right here, with the stripe indicating that that is the terminal, that is the negative terminal. So we have a stripe over here too on the right side, and we're going to place it into the circuit. I was too excited to go to sleep tonight, so here I am working on this project. Okay, let's solder this on. Tin that. Solder on here. Solder on here. Let's cut these wires. And that's the first component that's been soldered onto this board. Let's see if we can speed this up. Okay, next, luckily I have a digital multimeter or DMM. We're going to measure some of these resistor values. Like this. This is, let's sort them out like this. I'm going to write the resistor value as it appears here. R4. This one is 9.95 kilo ohms, about 10 kilo ohms. This is R7. I think these two are R9 and R10, 2.21 kilo ohms, but just to make sure, I'm going to measure them. Two point two, 2.2. R9 and R10. And this last resistor there's an R3 over here, but we're going to keep this aside. This is more than 12 meg, probably more than this DMM can measure. So this is R3, okay, R3 bias resistor. One G resistor. Okay, so we have installed the diode and several resistors. Next is the switch installation, which says, take the switch, like this, like so, switch, 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 switch. There's two positions, A and B, or 1 and 2. Straighten leads 4 and 6, like so. I'll take these pliers. Like that. Trim the straightened leads to length of 5 millimeters. Place the switch on the board as pictured. The lever or switch bat must point toward the pad label in the PCB silk screen. Okay, so diode, several resistors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistors. There's a sixth 1G resistor, which is the bias, as well as the bias resistor. And here is the pad. That's 20 dB usually, or minus 6 dB, minus 20 dB. Okay, so this is what we have called a JFET, or junction field effect transistor. I'm going to bend this lead as according to the instructions. Bend lead 3 of J305 JFET sideways at 90 degrees. Bend should be close to the body of the transistor. Spread leads 1 and 2 slightly to match the spacing of the two solder pads at T1. So that goes into here, like this. Like so. Wipe all 3 leads of the JFET with 91 to 99% isopropyl alcohol to remove oxidation. That's what these are for, isopropyl alcohol, Q-tip. And we're going to, how did that happen? Okay, so off screen, I'm going to spray the Q-tip. We're going to remove the oxidation from the tips of all 3 leads. That's good. I'm going to place it back onto this T1 area. Okay, next we're going to take these electrolytic capacitors and solder them on. Each of these is 10 microfarads, rated at 100 volts, voltage rating. So each of these 4, I guess you could say conjoined circles are where the capacitors are. These are polarized. These are polarized components. So they have to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 electrolytic capacitors. And solder them on. Okay, just really quickly, going to spray the bottom side of this board with the isopropyl alcohol. Oops. I got the manual wet. Okay, so we're gonna clean this area off. Next is capsule wiring. Position a length of hookup wire so that its bare end rests within the solder lug on the center terminal of the capsule. We do not recommend crimping at this terminal. Okay? It is best to solder it without crimping. Heat both the wire and the lug, then apply enough solder to form a solid connection. Do not allow the wire to move onto the solder as completely cooled pure. Locate the two solder tabs at the outside edge of the rear side of the capsule. Bend one of them slightly without pulling on it to make it fold easier with the soldering iron. Solder second length of hookup wire. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna open this capsule, just like in Dragon Ball Z, Capsule Corporation. Unscrew this. Let's see. Oh, okay, this opens up like this. Now, what do I do with this? 4 mounting screws, three cables, red, black, and white. Okay, so I just took off the grill, and we're going to place this here, like this, like so. The tab indicates the front of the grill, and here is the front of the mic. Hold it up to the light. And we can see the diaphragm. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Check, check, mic check. Check, check, mic check. Czech Republic. Test, test, test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Check, check, mic check. Check, check, mic check. Czech Republic.